What is going on, guys? I am SFA George, the coach of the San Francisco Arcaniners, and today I want to bring you my week number 11 match against the Real Marill, or Mega Mogwai, a team that we previously defeated in the second week of the season, I believe. He is considered to be our rivals of it. We are in the same division. We're of the same. I think we're both 7-3 right now. So one of us is going 8-3. One of us is going 7-4, and that means that one of us is going to probably clinch the division spot as the top pick of it for the playoffs. And I just want to apologize. I did not get up a team builder. We actually battled on Saturday, so I didn't really have time to get it up. You know, all that stuff. But I'll quickly go over my team. Megalopony, obviously, gotta bring this thing. It's an incredible Pokemon. There's a reason why it's on the MVP race. There's a reason why it's almost at the top of the MVP race, because it just gets kills, it does it well, and it doesn't die a lot. I have Retaliate, because Retaliate, if he doesn't have a bulky enough mon on his team, and he takes me out, Retaliate kills the majority of his team, especially because I don't see the Ferrothorn. I was very scared of the Ferrothorn. I have the Return. If I don't use Retaliate, I'm using Return. I have the Fake Out to Mega Evolve and just pick up those revenge kills if necessary. Then I have the High Jump Kick just to kick people in the face, basically. I have a Physically Defensive Umbreon, mainly to handle the Mamoswine. It can also take the special hits, like if it has to, from the Zapdos. It can take a Flare Blitz off of an Emboar. It doesn't appreciate it, but it can. And the Braviary, it can stop the Braviary pretty handily, even if it has the superpower. Next up, I have my Nidoqueen. I decided against Toxic Spikes this week for a more of an offensive set. I'm going substitute the Flamethrower, the Ice Beam, and the Earth Power. I almost want the Sludge Wave, and then Earth Power, and then Ice Beam, but I opted for Flamethrower for the Ferrothorn, and he doesn't bring the Ferrothorn, so that's another Pokemon that planned for the Ferrothorn, and he just didn't bring it. Next up, I have the Shiftry. I'm running a special Shiftry today, and I have the Yachi Berry on it to deal with the Mamoswine. I have the Giga Drain, I have the Dark Pulse, I have the Extra Sensory, and the HP Fire, but again, the HP Fire is completely useless, and I almost brought Icy Wind. And I really wish I did this game, but again, hindsight 2020. I have the Rotom, which is actually not a Choice Scarf Rotom. Probably should have brought Choice Scarf just because the Braviary is most definitely Choice Scarf to deal with my Lopunny. But I do have Choice Specs on it this time, and the Shadow Ball against this team effectively kills the majority of his team, barring the Zapdos, of course, because the Zapdos is a threat. I have the Volt Switch, the Discharge, the Shadow Ball, and the Will-O-Wisp on this thing. Just if I want to pass a burn around and predict a switch, I can. And then I can Volt Switch only for the initiative and stuff like that. Next up, I have my Bronzong, and the Bronzong has the Stealth Rocks, the Explosion, the Heavy Slam, and forget its last move. I'm sorry, I do forget its last. I think it's Earthquake or Zen Headbutt. Either Earthquake or Zen Headbutt. And it has the Kustat Berry. Now, there's going to be something I'm going to talk about a bit into the game about this, and you guys will see. But anyway, looking at his team, I expect him to lead off either with the Mamoswine or the Zapdos or something like that. So I'm going to decide to lead off with my Bronzong, because Bronzong can get up the rocks, and I want the rocks up immediately because he has the Zapdos and he has the Braviary. Nothing on his team also appreciates the rocks. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I completely forgot about this. My bad. I lead off with the Lopunny to get off the Fake Out, but he leads off his Mew, and I'm actually afraid of this Mew just because I do not want to get burned, and I do not want him to have the Rocky Helmet and me take 16% of my health right away. He's gonna go for the Psychic here, get the Special Defense drop, and then he reveals the Taunt, and good for you, Miguel. You are already at the start of the game. He's getting the momentum. Can't go for my rocks. I'm not going to explode this early on, obviously, and I'm assuming it's a physically defensive set. I go into my Umbreon right here, just because I did not want him to go for a knockoff right there. He ends up going for Baton Pass, which tells me that he doesn't even have the knockoff, and goes right on into Emboar. And this is the play right here, guys. I predict the Flare Blitz. Don't think he's gonna go for Superpower, and if he does, that's really doesn't matter. I go into my Heat-Proof Bronzong, and he has a 7% chance to kill me right here. And he kills me. And yeah, I would have exploded in his face and killed the Emboar. And just the presence of Emboar in the back means I have to save things. And if he was just gone, it would have been a lot better for me. But that, I can't do anything about it. Maybe I should have invested more defense to where I could have whipped one for sure. But the only way he could have killed me is a 7% roll on an Adamant, Life-Formed, Reckless Emboar, and he got it. But it happens. I'm going to go for Retaliate right here, and I'm just thinking I can do a lot of damage to anything. Goes in a Paco, and it doesn't even do half. And I'm like thinking, Jesus Christ, that's a 140 base power attack. Which also tells me that Jolly will not cut it against a physically defensive Mew. Jolly will not cut it against this thing. I think he's just going to go for a Roost right here, or the Psychic. He just goes for the Roost. I go into my Rotom. And now right here, I could go for Shadow Ball. I could. But what I'm actually going to do is just go for a Volt Switch right here. And if I decided to go for Rocks on the Bronzong, he would have gone into Altaria. And this thing would have probably got taken out. Not taken out, but it would have done a lot more damage than that. It probably would have been much lower. But right here, I decided that I can go with my Nidoqueen. I do have a lot of speed investment. And if he's not running max speed, then he can't actually do anything to me. He's going to actually decide to stay in a Mega Evolve, which I thought he would want to switch out. He decided to stay in a Mega Evolve. I go for a Substitute, predicting him to switch, just because if I get behind a sub, then I can kill at least anything on his team, no matter what it is. If he can't break my sub, then that's his own fault. He decides to stay in and attack me with Ice Beam. Really interesting to see Ice Beam on this thing, actually. I was not expecting a special set, but he brought it. And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to go for Ice Beam too. I really wish I had Sludge Wave because I didn't think it would kill, but it just, Modest Life Orb. That's enough said right there, it's Modest Life Orb. Does a ton of damage to everything, and even without the steps, Sludge Wave, then it's enough. He's going to go to Mammoth Spine right here. And I know Miguel likes to get a little cheeky with his plays. I thought for a second maybe he might want to go for Rocks, and should I stay in? I decided not to, which was a good play on my part. Going to my Anubis right here. He gets a critical hit, which sucks. And the crit didn't really matter. It put me at a range where Umbreon was kind of useless now to me, just because I couldn't use it to defend the walls I wanted to. If he hadn't gotten the crit, probably would have gone for Protect. Then probably would have gone for a Wish and probably been able to survive a Superpower. But that's all just, it's all fake mon stuff. It's not, I don't know if it would have happened that way, but that's the way I could have seen it happen. Now I go to my Shifter here because I obviously have the Yachi Berry, so I don't care what he wants to do. But he knows that there's something up right here. I know he knows there's something up. So he's going to go into Tweety. Again, if I had gone for Rocks with my Bronzong, I would have gotten 25% off on this turn, and then he would have been at half. About, and I'm looking at that damage and I'm like, this thing is really bulky. This thing is very bulky. I don't know what it is, but this thing has a lot of special defense. And he's gonna go for a Discharge right here. And in my opinion, I should have gone for my Nidoqueen in that situation. I let unnecessary damage get off on my Rotom, which has come into play a little bit. I'm gonna go for a Shadow Ball. I am Choice Specs, so I know I can do a lot of damage to him, and I bring him down. Does about half, but with the leftovers and the Roost, I'm not going to be able to 2-hit KO him. So, and he's just going to be able to fire off his discharges or whatever he wants to do. And it's just not going to be working out for me. Now, right here, I make another bad play, and it's just bad play central on my part right now. I decide to go into my Nidoqueen here, not expecting the extra sensory to come out right there, but it does. And that's just going to throw me under the bus right there. I survive it. I do survive the hit. But it turns out this Zapdos has enough speed on it to outspeed my Nidoqueen. And it just takes me out. And there goes my Nidoqueen. A win condition, in my opinion, against this team, considering it actually took out everything on its team behind a sub. So that goes down. And now I believe I am down to Rotom, the Shiftry, and the Megalophony. And I go into my Megalophony, And all I can think of is, well, shit, and you know what? I don't really have much more plays to make anymore. I'm going to make the play, go into my Rotom. Because I could have gone on the Retaliate there, but I thought he would go into Mew. I'm in a bad situation. I have to make plays to try to bring myself back, and it's not always going to work out. But I go for a Volt Switch right here. Do a lot of damage to him. And now I'm going to be going for basically the only play that I can go for right here. And you guys are going to see about 20 turns of Shiftry right here. And I apologize about that. I do. Because it's literally just going to be me going for Dark Pulse, hoping for the flinch, not getting the flinch, hoping for the flinch here. And you guys, it's just going to keep going like this. But I'm actually going to use this time to talk to you guys because I'm going to make something completely... I'm kind of stating the obvious at this point. I don't get the flinch. I get manhandled by Zapdos, and I lose this game. And I want to talk about, I'm not going to speed up this part because I don't feel like it's too necessary because I just want to use this opportunity to get my point across. We are on a 3-game lose streak now. And I wanted to apologize about that, guys. I know you guys expect top play battling from me, and you guys expect me to be winning or coming extremely close to winning every single week. And the past few weeks, I haven't been doing that. And towards the end of the seasons of the GBA D League, and I guess in this one too, I have been... Sorry, hold on. Okay, sorry, it's cough. I've just been kind of falling out. Not with my... I don't even know how to say it. Not with my, like... I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore, but I still want to play the games. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. So I have the drive to continue playing the games, but as soon as I get in the games, I'm just not performing to the standard I think I should be. And it really sucks. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It really sucks because I think I should be winning some of these games. Obviously, Miguel's a great player, and if I lose to Miguel, I lose to Miguel. I beat him at the start of the season. He beat me at the end of the season, and we're gonna meet in the playoffs. And honestly, if I had to lose any game in the season, I'm happy I lost this one because it taught me a lot about Miguel's team and what I need to do to beat it. I know I need more for his Zapdos next time. Look at that thing. Look at what it's doing to my team right now. It has not switched out in, I don't think, 20 turns. Coming up soon, 20 turns. And I'm spamming Dark Pulse. There's just really nothing I can do. He brings me down to 4 HP. And, well, yeah. Miguel's going to be going 8-3 after this, and I'm going to be going 7-4 on a 3-game lose streak. Next week's going to be Hayden, and me and Hayden already talked about our match, and I think he's already out of the playoff race, and I'm already guaranteed a spot in the playoff race, or in the playoffs. So what we've actually decided to do is actually just have a fun battle. We're just going to be trying to relieve the pressure off us. I don't know where he stands on the GBA right now, but as far as I stand, right now I think it's good to have a fun week, just to take a break from the competitive aspect of it. Because on a 3-game lose streak, I just need to push it off for a bit, just have some fun, and then go into the playoffs fucking guns a-blazing. But let me get right back into the battle now, because the Shiftry part's done. I'm going to go into my Megalopony, and I'm going to go for a return a Retaliate, and he's going to go back into Paco, as we've seen 2,000 times already, and I'm going to go for Retaliate. It's going to do like 45%, which is good damage to a physically defensive Mew, but it's a 140 base power stab move. That's 210 base power. I'm going to go for a return right here. If I take a Psychic, I take a Psychic, and that's what he does. He just goes for it. It does a lot of damage to me, but it's not actually able to take me out. And I'm just going to go for a return again. And we're going to take down the Mew. Now, if I had taken down the Mew earlier on, maybe the game could have been different. If I could have maybe found a way to take it down. But I didn't. And I'm just learning from this game. This game is a learning process right now. Me and Miguel, we've had some close games in our times. And this is by far not the closest game. His Braviary is going to come in right here. And it's obviously Choice Scarf. Gonna take me out, and I'm gonna go into my Rotom. I thought he knew I was choice specs because of the damage on his Zapdos, but I guess he didn't think so. And he thought I was going to take out his Murica right here, and he's going to go into Mamoswine. I actually just went for a Discharge. Could have gone for Shadow Ball, but I decided not to. Again, I'm choice specs, not choice scarf, so I didn't expect to outspeed him. I thought maybe there was an off chance I could survive. But anyways, guys, that was going to be the game. Next week, expect more of a fun match, more crazy sets, just trying to relieve the pressure to get into the playoffs. And yeah, so anyways, guys, I'm SFA here, George D, coach of the San Francisco Arcaniners, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.